Hey guys, and welcome to Should You Buy It, where all we do is talk a little bit about the game and whether or not we think it's worth the cost.
In this episode, we'll be playing Stacklands, the survival crafting card game where you will have to use strategy and your ability to think ahead in order to survive as long as possible.
The first question that we always cover in these videos is what stage of development is the game in, and in this case, Stacklands is currently in early access and available on PC for $5. However, this price might increase in the near future, so just be prepared for that.
So what exactly is the game? Well, Stacklands is at its core a survival game, even though at first glance you may not think it is. The whole idea of Stacklands revolves around playing certain cards onto other cards to trigger something to happen. For an example, playing one of your villagers on a bush will slowly produce some berries and sticks. Those berries and sticks can then be used to produce other things like weapons, campfires, and advanced foods.
One of the best parts about this though is that it's all taking place in real time, meaning every second that passes, things are going to be happening. This allows you to have mechanics in the game like portals that will appear and spawn enemies who will then hunt down your villagers. They will actually physically move around the board and they will try to kill off each of your villagers in order to cause you to have a game over.
When you do start to fight creatures, combat is rather straightforward. Each villager has a certain amount of potential damage, attack cooldown, and health. For an example, a regular villager may have 5 health and 0 to 1 damage, but a villager with a spear will have 6 health and 0 to 2 damage. Combat also takes place in a sort of instance way. You see, once you engage one or more villagers with a target, they will be stuck fighting that target until one of them dies. This also means that if multiple enemies want to fight, they can, and then if you want to have multiple villagers fight, you can as well.
Upon defeating enemies, having villagers search through certain areas, or even just by simply selling things, you will start to earn coins. The coins that you do earn can then be spent on card packs at the top of the board. And no, don't worry, these card packs are microtransaction free, so you won't be getting charged extra for them. Each time you purchase one, you can get a whole assortment of things like resources in the form of a tree, rocks, ore, and food that you can then interact with to grind out more resources. These also contain many other things like new lands to explore and recipes that you can unlock.
You see, just like old school Minecraft, the game doesn't tell you how to craft each item, at least not right away. As you purchase card packs and experiment with combining different cards yourself, you'll start to find new recipes that will give you different benefits. For an example, you could craft a furnace to smelt down your ore, or even combine one house and 2 villagers to produce a baby. The idea is that you can always try out different combinations of cards yourself, but there will always be the straightforward way of simply buying some card packs till you find the recipes that you're looking for.
Now, it's probably pretty important for us to remember to mention to you how you actually win and lose the game. You see, losing is very straightforward. All you need to do is simply let all of your villagers either be killed or starve to death. Once they're all dead, it's game over and you'll have to start again. Winning, on the other hand, isn't so easy. At the current stage of development, there really isn't a hard win condition, as you just kind of keep playing it for as long as possible. However, you can win through some soft win conditions, such as maybe unlocking all the recipes or taking out the demon. It will take you quite a long play session to get there, but again, there is no true win condition in this game at the time of recording. Rather, the game seems to be focused around surviving as long as you possibly can.
Now, before we move into the pros and cons, we would like to mention one of our favorite places to buy games, which is Humble Bundle. Now, aside from the fact that you can purchase basically any game for PC and console all in one place, and the fact that becoming a Humble Bundle member will earn you tons of free games every month and give you great discounts on purchases, Humble Bundle also gives you the ability to donate to a great cause and help support this channel. If you are interested in getting some great deals on games while supporting charity, check out our link in the description below. With that being said, first and foremost for the pros is the incredibly unique idea of a survival card game. While the concept is simple, it is something that we really haven't seen before. It seems like many survival games these days have gotten somewhat stale in their ideas, but Stacklands' core concept is something that just blew us out of the water since we are avid strategy and survival game enthusiasts. Next is that the devs have stated that they are going to continue working on the game, at least for the time being. This company normally puts out one small game per month, but with the overwhelming positive feedback that the game has gotten so far, they've decided to continue working on Stacklands for now. Another pro is that the game has some difficulty options that provide it with some replayability. The way this works is that when you start a playthrough, you can choose a moon length to determine how long your days are, and the shorter the moon length, the harder the game gets. And lastly for the pros is that it's simple enough for a kid to pick up quickly, yet complicated enough for an adult to have an in-depth strategy experience within the game.
Now for the cons. To be honest with you, the only real con I had with the game is the fact that it is lacking in overall content, at least at this point in time. The game is planning to have extra things added to it, like an expansion with 50 to 100 cards, and possibly even more if the game does well. So this may change in the near future, but at the current point in time, there's really only about 5 to 6 hours of gameplay if you just want to get one playthrough and you do it really well. However, most players I feel like will have to do 2, 3, or 4 playthroughs to beat the game on normal. It really just depends on how good you are at strategy and survival games.
So now it's time for the rating for the game, and when we rate games, we want to get 1 hour of enjoyment out of every $1 that we spend on the game. So for this game in particular, in Stacklands, we would want to get roughly 5 hours of enjoyment out of the $5 that we spent. And after putting several played hours into this game, we give it 9 out of 10 potatoes.
Stacklands was a fun and exciting new twist on the survival genre. The game came out with essentially few to no bugs whatsoever, and the devs have even stated that they will be adding an expansion to the game and possibly more in the near future. They have also stated that Stacklands is most likely going to increase in price once that expansion does hit. So if you're thinking about picking it up, then now would be a great time to do so. The one flaw we did have with the game is that it is somewhat lacking in total content. It took us 6 to 8 hours to get through all the cards and feel like we more or less kind of finished the game. With that being said, I am excited to see what the future holds for the game, and therefore we feel that Stacklands is without a doubt worth the cost.
Before you guys go, thank you so much for watching, and if you did enjoy the video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more survival game content. I just want to shout out Jonathan S. and Jim Phillips. Thank you guys so much for being members. We couldn't do this without you, and also a shout out to all of our new subscribers here on screen. Now don't forget to check out all of our links in the description below for things like our music library and Epic Games creator code, as these are just ways for you to help support the channel. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching again, and we'll see you next time.